Hello, Degens. Welcome to Degenerate Takes. LIV Golf Invitational Week 1. Wrap up, reactions, literally a little bit of everything as we wrap up the first weekend of LIV Golf that ended this Saturday. Today on June 12th, 2022, this Sunday. Just kind of taking it easy. We still have the PGA wrapping up today and the RNBC Classic up in Canada. And so this LIV Golf stuff has really just taken headlines and has been taking the sports world by storm, just due to the controversy. Who's backing it? What's going on? The big names going. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm super interested to see how this all played out because this blew my mind. Blew my mind. What is going on and what happened this weekend in LIV Golf? And I do want to say, shout out to the boys. They put on a good tournament. It was enjoyable. I'll get to a little bit of that later. But until then, let's get into who won this thing, okay? Because it was not even close. It was the guy who led all weekend. And of course, we're talking about Charles Schwartzel winning $4 million, taking home first place in the first ever LIV Golf in London Invitational. Shout out to him. Henny Duplessis gets second place with $2.125 million. Tied for third was Brandon Grace and Peter Velan. Sorry if I butchered that. Split in $1.5 mil. And that leads fifth place. Sam Harsfield, $975,000 for fifth place. So obviously the purses being astronomically bigger than the PGA could ever dream of, or any of these tours can dream of, because this is a pit of money. Now, this is winnings on top of whatever contract you signed with them, whatever you sold your soul for. So keep that in mind. This is all profit for them. Shout out to the boys getting paid. However, I don't know what it says about the LIV Golf Tournament that Charles Schwartzel is the first person that wins it. Nothing disrespectful against Schwartzel or anything like that. He is a fine player. He's been on the tour for a while. It's just, you're paying all this money to your big names, and we'll get to the big names later and how they performed. But, with Charles Schwartzel being your first ever winner, probably not the ending the Saudis were looking for here. We'll see what happens. But shout out to the top 5 for the first ever LIV Golf Invitational. Making golf history in one of the most controversial ways possible, which I didn't think would be possible in golf, but here we are today. Now, this is the part that really blows my mind here. This team action, okay? This team, it's a team event apparently, and so you get paid out based individually and then based on your team. And so for the top 3 teams, prize pools were $3 million for the first place, $1.5 million for second place, and $500,000 for the third place for all teams to split and everything like that. And you get into the names again. So these are the top 3 teams for the London Invitational. The Stinger GC with Schwartzel, Duplessis, Grace, and Oos. So Schwartzel and Henny both making out great this weekend, not only finishing first and second, but also finishing first, splitting that $3 million. The Crushers GC, again, I think my 5-year-old cousin came up with these names, which is Uline, Blend, Smythe, and I'm sorry, I'm not even going to try the last name. I'm going to butcher it. Splitting the 1.5, they shot under 6. And then the Majestics, spelled Sticks, because we are funny here at LIV Golf, with Horsfield, Poulter, Weston, and Cantor? Can't read my own writing. Walking away with the $500K. Shout out. I like the team format, I will say. I'm enjoying the team format and what that brings to golf and everything. Just, God, for the love of God, can we get better names for these guys? These are grown men being paid millions of dollars to play golf, and they are the Stingers and the Crushers. Jesus Christ, that is mind-numbing how much money is in this, and those are the names that we came to. Unbelievable. And the other upsetting thing is that had to go through probably so many layers of approval. I mean, you had to go through literally probably 5 layers, because some genius had to come up with the idea, well, we need team names. Let's go with the Crushers, the Stingers, the Sticks, or whatever. And then it had to go to marketing, and then it had to go up from there and up from there, branding. All these guys to the head honcho who's like, nope, that's awesome. Let's go with it. All right, applause to you for being arguably the biggest dumbass of the weekend. I don't know how that's possible. Now the big names. These controversial names that were signed away from the PGA to go make a shit ton of money playing golf and everything in these big prize pools. I mean, looking at these payouts, this is bigger than some of these golfers would ever get paid, for a full year on the tour, let alone 5-10 years. It's unbelievable. So shout out to that. But still, your big names that you are paying hundreds of millions of dollars to play, I mean, they didn't play. They didn't perform well. You got Dustin Johnson in 8th place, winning $625,000. The money is just fascinating to me, so I'm going to keep talking about it. Gooch at 9th place for $580,000. Tied for 22nd place was Sergio Garcia. Shout out to him. I do not remember the prize pool he split. And then, to wrap it up, tied for 33rd. 33rd. Not even the top 30. Not the top 20. Top 15. No. You're paying someone $400 million to tie for 33rd, and that's Phil Mickelson, lefty. Oh, lefty. Where did it all go wrong? Where? You were America's sweetheart during COVID when Tiger was away. You were the fans' man. You were a guy's guy. You were the man. You were the man, lefty. And now, what are we doing? Tying for 33rd with a bunch of scrubs. And I hate to say that because these are all very talented golfers and everything. But in my point of view, and I think a lot of points of views, PGA is still king. If you want your name, you want to be in golf, you're still going to be in the PGA, and you're going to be performing. And so the fact that all of these names on the list are guys that either couldn't, perform at a high level in the PGA or do it in a sustainable manner. I mean, that's tied for 33rd, Phil, with these guys. No disrespect again to these guys, but bro, you have a green jacket. You've got more major wins than half of these guys have been alive. Like, bro, it's unbelievable. We will continue to follow the spiraling downturn that is Phil Mickelson. Because Lefty is going right. Lefty is just, he's not doing good. He's not doing good. Disgrace to him. It's just terrible what's going on there right now. But yeah, with that being said, my closing thoughts on LIV Golf. It is a gimmick. It is gimmick of gimmicks. The best take I heard all weekend was LIV Golf reminds me of the XFL. And I totally understand the comparisons. The XFL was all gimmicks, all try this, try that, new names, blah, 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 blah. But the XFL retained 2.5 million viewers a game. LIV Golf, after the first day, I believe, I got to go back and look at the numbers, but whenever I would log on, after that first morning of hitting 110,000 views, after that, couldn't even break 80 when I tuned in. Couldn't even break 70 sometimes. Now, does it matter in the long term? No. No, it doesn't matter. None of this matters, really. Nothing that I'm saying, nothing that anybody says or thinks really matters because the Saudis have all of the money in the world to do whatever the fuck they want. If they want to, they can be in the red for however long they decide to do LIV Golf, and it will not affect their bottom line whatsoever. So it doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter. It's just entertainment for them. We can get this. We can do this, Let's show how great Saudi Arabia is. Come visit us, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to get political on it, but that's what's going on. And, hey, we'll see what happens. I'm going to be covering it still. It's sports. It's the most exciting thing going on in golf right now. We got the U.S. Open coming up this weekend or next week. I believe this upcoming weekend. So, I mean, a lot's going to go on. Who's going to play there? What's going to happen? Don't worry. Go ahead. Drop down right below. Like, share, subscribe to this video so you don't miss any of the LIV Golf updates and any golf updates whatsoever because this is now apparently a really big golf show, and I love it. But yeah, like, share, subscribe, and if you don't want to do that, follow us on Twitter at DGenTakes to get up to date, to stay up to date on all of our video releases regarding all the topics and all the sports we cover. Follow me at Brofict1 if you want my most degenerate takes. Those take place on Twitter, let me tell you that. Shout out Elon for me buying that. But yeah, please do all of that. With that being said, I've been the Brofict1 AJ, and we'll see you next time on